All right, so this is your chapter 7 through chapter 9 1/4 lit chart. This is going to be the assignment on Thursday if you want to go ahead and get started. So, this will be the document attached to Thursday's post. And if you will look right here, all of these symbols represent a theme and you can look at them. This one is, well, let's go down here. This is a hand holding a leaf. And so remember, leaf and it symbolizes birth and new life. And if you have a hand holding on to it, this represents preserving childhood innocence. This is a fingerprint. So that would be individual identity where you see this one, it's a bunch of dots in a square, and then there's one. All the dots are white except for one, and the other one is shaded in with an X. And so that one represents divided communities. And it's hard to see this one, but this one is just like almost like a Greek mythology symbol, and it represents self sacrifice and honor. So when you see those, that's what those are. So preserving childhood innocence, um, individual identity, self sacrifice and honor, and divided communities. So, what you're going to do is you're going to read these lit charts. I'll start just to kind of show you where I want your mind to go while you're doing this and how I want you to do it. And then you will go and answer a Padlet. Or make a comment on Padlet. It's just a different format than the Google Classroom, just so you can see all of them at one time. So, Ponyboy, Dairy, and Soda Pop wait in the hospital waiting room for news about Johnny and Dally. Reporters and police question and take photos of Ponyboy and his brothers. Soda Pop charms the reporters with his good looks and sense of humor. Eventually, a doctor emerges. He says that Dally will be okay in a few days, but that Johnny's back has been broken and that if he survives, he will be crippled for life. Ponyboy tries not to cry when he hears this news. He reflects that greasers are not supposed to cry and that some of them have even forgotten how. So, over here, the summary and analysis says the bleak prognosis underscores Johnny's vulnerability in contrast to Dally's ruggedness. So, notice that use of academic vocab. So, when you are on your Padlet, I want you to be using those academic vocab words because at this point it should be coming naturally, right? Ponyboy's struggle to hold back tears shows how greaser life can harden a boy, making him less sensitive to physical and emotional pain. Ponyboy seems aware of the expectation that he not break down, yet he cannot ignore his grief. Notice this compound sentence with a comma before the conjunction, and you have a complete sentence on both sides. I'm also going to ask you to use a compound sentence on your Padlet. His sensitivity is one of the traits that sets him apart from the other gang members. So then you see that in this part of the story, preserving childhood innocence, it's being lost because of the situation and the circumstances. And identity, individual identity. Dally and Johnny are both very different people. And so this prognosis is going to affect both of them differently. And you can infer that Ponyboy realizes that and that Ponyboy, he is the intelligent one who analyzes situations. And so you can kind of see him doing that right now. He's even over analyzing whether or not he should cry. The next morning, Ponyboy wakes up before his brothers and starts making breakfast. As he does, Two Bit and Steve Randall drop by. They show him the morning paper, which contains an article with the headline, Juvenile Delinquents Turn Heroes. Two Bit objects to the verb turn, asserting that Ponyboy and Johnny were heroes all along. The article credits the boys with saving the children's lives. The report also quotes Cherry and Randy regarding the killing of Bob. Both of them insist that Johnny acted only in self defense. Notice that dash, how it adds that extra emphasis and extra information. That's another thing that you can use on your Padlet. The article